Good afternoon, everyone. It's been quite a volatile couple of days lately, as rumours been coming back and forth, which is pretty much what's been happening for the past 2 years, all on the back of what these central banks are going to do, given the Greek election that's coming this weekend. There's a lot of how much liquidity are they going to provide, or will they or won't they, and it all depends on which party gets elected, whether it's Syriza party or the other main democratic party of Greece. And it seems like the whole world is waiting on this weekend, and so it's it's basically the bank's prerogative that they're showing today, that they will support the market with as much liquidity as needed, regardless of the result tomorrow, this weekend. And this started off with the Bank of England, which basically provides 6-month liquidity with short sterling, and we had the biggest moves I've seen in short sterling in a long time, accompanied by just gigantic volume. Now these are the charts of my short sterling, that is, from June 13 to June 14, and we opened up around here, because I remember at 24s in deck 13 I actually went short this morning, and to be honest, it was my fault. I didn't really read the news or anything like that, but before we know it, luckily I managed to hedge it up straight away, and then we just went up on a tear, and we pretty much went 18 ticks unanswered to the upside with massive volume, trading about 80,000 lots in set 13 in the first 40 minutes, which is more than short sterling normally trades in a day. And but it provided a lot of opportunities for spreads. Spreads initially all came down. So if we look at, for example, this set 13, deck 13, we're trading 3.5 4s on the open. We traded 2s traded out, and then we traded 1s as well, and now we're back to where we were. And if we actually look at the 1 year calendar, the June 13, June 14, we opened up around 13s, came all the way down to 6s. There was massive flattening going on in this curve, where the June 14 was up 22 ticks at one point, 23, and June 13 was up like 16, and then now, as you can see along the whole curve, we're all flat again. So the whole curve is totally flat, steepened from the initial flattening, and so anyone just buying all the way down there pretty much cleaned up, or if you went long on the back of all of this, you did pretty okay as well. But it was, I haven't done today. I've done 319 round trips, which is the most I've done in quite a long time. So it was welcome. Even though it was difficult and it was choppy, but the volatility was very welcome. And so let's just hope it continues. And looking forward to Monday. Although I think there's so much expectation on a big sort of movement that it might turn out to be a bit of a disappointment. Like, I'm actually getting calls from brokers and stuff saying be careful leaving positions overnight and stuff like that, and so a lot of people are anticipating it. So contrarian view says that it's probably going to be a bit tame, but hoping for the best anyway. Looking at the Bund, having a quick look over here, and as you can see, this is now the set 13, the set 12 contract in the Bund, and this is when we reached the highs, which was 145.97 basically, and in the June 12 contract we actually almost reached 147, which was just insane. But then since then we've pretty much come off 400 points, and it's been really hard to short this Bund knowing where the top is. And in fact I actually shorted it around when we came here, around this 144 level, and I got stopped out over here just above this line here. But lo and behold, now it would have worked out okay, and it's just basically how much pain you can take. And now looking at this Bund, it's now sort of formed a range, a 90 tick range, just trading over here, and I think it's going to just go sideways, and until next week, when there's a lot of news coming out with the Greek election results, the extent of the liquidity that's going to be provided by all these central banks, and we've got the FOMC meeting as well, so we'll see how what stance the US is taking, whether there's going to be more QE or not. But looking at this Bund for today, I'll just be looking to trade it range bound, but after that, depending on the result, we're on this downtrend coming down, as you can see over here, so I'll be looking to aim for these trend levels, or if we start going up, basically the next level that we're looking, if we break 142.44 is 143.36, as this was the previous resistance level and previous support as well. And then after that we've got 144.11, and then the high is 145.97. If we actually look at the actual yield curve spread from the Bund Shatz on this set contract, we can see that the low that we actually reached was 297.26, and that was a it was a very strong downtrend. We've been going down from the past few weeks as the Bund was rallying higher and the Shatz was at a floor. But then since then, with the Bund rally, we've actually rallied a good 320 ticks. So bearing in mind the Bund moved 400, the Shatz only really provided an 80 tick hedge on that one to the downside. So it's very strong correlation with the move in the Bund. This spread upwards, and now we're trading around 300.63, which was roughly about the highs that we reached about 2 weeks earlier. So again, I'll be very reluctant to really, on a day-to-day basis, be looking to maybe short to try to scalp around here or go long around this trend line. But the closer it comes to the end of the day, the more I'll just stay out of it and just wait until Monday, where I'm sure there's going to be, some type of volatility, and then we'll see where we're going next. Although overall, I think this is all just a distraction, and we're still going to just head for the hills when it comes to all these bonds. Bunds are going to go back up again. The Europe crisis hasn't been averted. All this liquidity that's being provided into it and everything like that is still just an inevitability. Spain still has a lot of debt with these banks. Even with even the 100 billion bailout from the banks, still another 100 billion added onto Spain's debt, and it's something that it's not going to be resolved anytime soon. So with all these spreads, especially in the Euribors that have come to these lofty levels, just quickly mention these. The March 14, June 14 has been, it was trading before around 5.5, 6s. Now it's trading 9.5, 9s. And just been trying to short it every time it gets around 9.5s, just shorting it, and the same with every other bit of the curve. The June 13 set 13s reached 4.5s, which has been a very good level, and they've been shorting that. Yesterday it was good for half a tick, and today you could have got some 5s as well, but again good for half a tick. So well, I think that would be it for today, and hopefully we'll see what happens over the weekend, and could be good next week, or could be a bit of a letdown. I guess we'll find out. Anyways, have a good weekend, and good luck for the trading next week.